Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome tonight's MC, lead sports anchor at Fox 5 New York and host of Sports Extra, Tina Servasio.
Hello, hello, good evening. We're back. Yes, let's hear it. We could talk to someone next to us in person and finally see beautiful faces without looking at a little Zoom screen. And we're back for a very special cause. How is everyone in person tonight? Wonderful. Now, we do need baseball back. That's a whole nother topic, but that is one of the reasons that's bringing us all together tonight. But it is just my true honor to be your MC here tonight as we celebrate the 42nd anniversary of the Thurman Munson Award dinner. Tonight, we remember the Yankees captain as his legacy continues to grow, and it continues to grow strong nearly 4 decades after his untimely passing. It's hard to believe, right, when you think about the time. Well, to our distinguished guests and our guests of honor, we extend our sincere and our heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you. Your contributions and your attendance tonight, it just buoys the spirit in support of the valiant work and fine programs of AHRC New York City Foundation. And it is my privilege at this time to introduce this evening's honorees. And of course, they are all outstanding individuals on this extremely extraordinary night. You will not be disappointed. The M. Anthony Fisher Humanitarian Award recipient, Julia Spillman. Soccer star from New York, New Jersey, Gotham FC, Margaret Purse. Representing 7-time Olympic gold medalist Katie Ledecky, it is her very, very proud uncle, and we also know him as a co-owner of the New York Islanders. John Ledecky is here tonight. We have 2 New York World Series champions in the house. From the 1986 New York Mets, Mookie Wilson. And 4-time World Series champion from 1996, 1998, 1999, and 2000 from the New York Yankees, reliever Jeff Nelson. And we also have here tonight some very special guests from the world of sports, all longtime supporters of AHRC New York City. So baseball's back for tonight because we got some baseball in the house. Here's a nice little duo here. We've got former Mets manager Bobby Valentine. Former Mets pitcher, also a Bronx native, Nelson Figueroa. I said duo. We have a trio of New York baseball players here. We also have former New York Yankees catcher. Of course, we have to have a New York Yankees catcher here. Now, Yes Network analyst, John Flash Flaherty. We also have a couple of New York football giants in the house. all previous Munson Award winners as well. Offensive tackle, Carl Nelson. And one of the greatest linebackers in the history of the NFL, a career giant, the Hall of Fame captain. And I got to speak to him for this event virtually last year. It is so great to see in person Harry Carson. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. So good to see all of you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now let's take a look at our video screens. We're going to watch a little something that we're just kind of going to get us started for tonight. So take a look.
New York City is filled with art, and it is populated with artists. Artists make our world a more beautiful and more meaningful place, and help us see inside of ourselves and more deeply into one another. Some of New York's artists are neurodiverse. In that difference, as with all differences, there is an added layer of beauty. Art creates and enhances human communication and connection. Art expresses and evokes pain and joy. Art is complex. It makes us think and feel. Creating it and consuming it grows our minds and our souls, and it builds our resilience. We all need art, now more than ever. AHRC New York City's Art Tech Collective is a place for New York City artists. With the added beauty of their differences, these artists create, express, communicate, and inspire.
I'm Jason Velez. I am an artist here in Art Tech.
So I think that video, it kind of gave us a beautiful little glimpse into some of the things that we'll be seeing and learning about tonight. And we're going to be learning more about the role that art plays in the AHRC community. It's going to be very, very special. All right. Now, a little bit now about how neurodiverse people are sharing their vision and their hearts, expressing themselves with the beauty of the pieces that they create. And we're going to hear from AHRC New York City leaders all about what your support means to these neurodiverse New Yorkers. And all right, we're also going to have a delicious dinner, plenty of wine. You could forget about work tomorrow. It's all right. I'm giving you all permission. I normally get up at 3:30 in the morning. Tomorrow I'm not, so I'm very excited about that. We'll take advantage of tonight. And of course, as the night goes on, we are going to get to meet and honor and get to know some of our amazing star athletes and what they have done in the community with their service. And after all that we've been through the past 2 years, I think we deserve to celebrate a little. How about you guys, right? Let's be in the moment. We don't have to go crazy, but we could celebrate each other and celebrate the wonderful people that we're honoring tonight in AHRC New York City. So just get ready to have a wonderful program. We're just going to keep celebrating all night. We're going to celebrate you, the people of AHRC New York City. But now it is time to learn a little bit more about AHRC NYC's Art Tech program. We saw a glimpse before, and here it is, Art Tech.
Opened in December 2016, Art Tech Collective is a community arts center located at the Howie Stone Adult Day Center in the Bronx. The purpose of the studio is to provide individuals with tools to express their ideas through the creation of art and to develop their craft.
This art studio and approach and philosophy really gives opportunity for people to build their self-esteem and confidence. People come here, there's no judgment, there's no error correction. This is your creation, and I think that that creates a lot of opportunities for a person to build that confidence.
I would say that the program provides a very dignifying experience to those who are involved, because they get ownership, like they get to express themselves in ways that I think typically aren't offered to people with disabilities.
Each weekday, dozens of artists can be found creating artwork within the facility, using a wide range of traditional and technological tools made available for self-expression with support from dedicated art specialists.
It has definitely created a great sense of community and collaboration and unity, and it's the perfect balance, I would say, because they all not only get to work individually and strengthen their own identity in terms of art making, but also connect, get to know people, work together, collaborate, plan out things as a group.
With an open studio atmosphere and a multidisciplinary approach, an array of choices is provided for the artists as they work to develop their talents.
I would classify Art Tech as a progressive studio, so we're seeing that a lot now in the contemporary art scene, these progressive studios in which artists with intellectual and developmental disabilities are making their place in the New York art scene and in the international art scene. I think being able to identify as a practicing artist who has art in the community really adds a whole avenue to someone's life and brings a lot of meaning and purpose.
Those changes are so visible, so palpable with so many people, especially when this is being recognized by our communities.
The studio is an extension of AHRC New York City's mission to find ways for neurodiverse people to live their lives to their fullest potential.
Art Tech is my inspiration to be an artist because those people are good to me and care about me, and I care about them too as well. That's what is important to me.
Pretty powerful, right? That is truly an amazing program. Congratulations to everyone that is involved and makes it possible. Well, everyone in the house tonight, please put your hands together and give a very, very warm welcome to Marco Damiani, the Chief Executive Officer of AHRC New York City.
Thank you, Tina. Thank you very much. We have a tremendous athletes in the house tonight, but where's Art Tech? Art Tech's in the house too. Raise your hand, stand up. Where are you? I hope you get a chance to look at the amazing artwork out there. There he is. Jason. Good evening, everybody. On behalf of the entire AHRC New York City community, I want to say that it's simply remarkable to be here with all of you tonight. Last year we were virtual, but this year's way better. We really missed you. But we have not missed your support. You have carried us through an incredibly challenging time. Thank you. Give yourselves a round of applause, please. When I look back over these past 2 years, the resilience of the AHRC NYC team and the people we support is what stands out most for me. And this is why we chose to share a deeper look at our Art Tech program with you tonight. Because we believe artistic expression is a pillar of human resilience. It's a phenomenal example of the humanity of the people we support. And it is our focus on humanity and what people are capable of that sets AHRC NYC apart. Historically, much of the work that has been done in helping people who are neurodiverse focused on what people can't do. It was a deficit-based model. This has never been our philosophy. For 72 years, we focused on what people can do. And wow, as you saw in that great video, Can the people we support create? Can they? Yes, they can. They're sculptors, they're painters, they're artists, and they dance, and they play music, and they sing. The artistic expression that we see in art tech takes my breath away, time and time again. Some of our artists have had their pieces featured at MoMA. You saw that there. Some sell their work for 4 figures per piece. That's real money. That's real art, real artistic expression. And all of them engage us in that incredible connection that happens when an artist shares with us how they see the world. We see their point of view and we respond. We think and we feel and we grow. And guess what? We get stronger also. And we have needed that strength more than ever these past 2 years. People who are neurodiverse didn't always have the opportunity to express themselves fully. This has changed because of your support. You are helping to guide people with disabilities to live their lives, the lives they choose, and express themselves the way that they choose. You enable us to continue this important work that is built around the AHRC NYC core values of generosity, curiosity, optimism, creativity, respect, and of course, dignity. A generous, curious organization is a strong organization. I think that's why Forbes has named AHRC NYC as one of the best mid-sized employers in the country for 2 years in a row. I didn't do that. Our amazing workforce of almost 4,000 people, 5,000 people actually did that. Those core values and that strength also explain why, as an organization, we continue to learn and why the people we support continue to create. As we take a deeper look into the artists and the art of our Art Tech program tonight, I encourage you to not think about AHRC NYC as a charity. Don't do that, please. Charity is about what we give to people who are less fortunate than us. The people we support are not unfortunate. They have unique places in their communities. We are here to lift up and support them. In turn, they lift up and support us. So with their love, with their hard work, and with their art, we're better off. Neurodiverse people truly embody the power of difference. It is the only thing we have in common, difference. Let's celebrate that power tonight, please. Thank you for being here and for your generous support. Really appreciate it. It's now my true pleasure to introduce this year's M. Anthony Fisher Humanitarian Award winner, Julia Spillman. Julia has been called the mastermind by The Real Deal. She's the CEO of Douglas Elliman's Elkin Gomes team, and Frederick Elkin called her a superwoman and a genius. That's a high bar, by the way. Well, this superwoman is also a super advocate for the neurodiverse people of this great city. Congratulations and welcome, Julia.
Good evening, friends. Thank you so much for being here tonight. As you may know or guess, I'm a very goal-oriented person. And my goal for tonight at the podium is to highlight and honor the incredible range and the amazing depth of the services that AHRC New York City provides. Last week, I had the pleasure of visiting the Redfield Day Services Program and the Central Park Early Learning Center. And honestly, I can't stop thinking about the experience, the level of services, the accessibility of the services, and the diversity of the people impacted. From toddlers to seniors, with every single person as unique in their abilities as they are in their beautiful faces and their tremendous heart. And of course, the art. This community is surrounded by their own genius creations, and it's simply stunning to behold. My friends, this event tonight is not your typical New York fundraiser because AHRC New York City is not your typical organization. We've all been to events and we've supported organizations that are much more targeted in scope, but nothing I've ever been involved with comes close to the scope and the impact of AHRC New York City. Think of just one individual, like the ones I saw in the pre-K program. Think of the impact over that child's lifetime. Having had the benefit of the best help with language development, for example. Over a lifetime, that's a gift that spreads throughout the world as that children grows into an individual who can express herself through words, or maybe through music, or through painting, or for sculpture or drawing as well. Seeing these programs up close, I was simply struck, and I was quite delighted to see the work that creates and dramatically expands human opportunity and connection. We've all learned the hard way these last 2 years, how vital it is to connect with one another. It's a fundamental part of being human and who we are, but also a cornerstone of opportunity, because how else can we be recognized for our unique gifts? That comes from communication, engagement, and of course sharing of ourselves. Through AHRC New York City, thousands of neurodiverse New Yorkers of all ages are walking through that doorway to better shaping of themselves. This program creates incredible human connection opportunity. There's nothing like it. I'm so honored to be a part of it and tonight. Thank you again for being here tonight. I look forward to telling you more about the beautiful work and the beautiful people of AHRC New York City.
I'm just really amazed of how much he's grown. That's something that the whole family is proud of. He's the artist, you know, and he's the one that keeps everyone together.
Art is my life. I've been making artwork for years, since I was 5 years old.
He was really nonverbal for a couple of years, but he always had like an interest in art. To me, I think that the art really did make him verbal. You know, developed into him actually making paintings and being able to talk and communicate and talk about the paintings and what was in there. The art studio was his life. He won't miss a day. And that's something that I really love.
Not only has he been making art for all these years, but he's really immersed himself in the New York City art community. He can take it upon himself to really look at other artworks to help his practice develop. Doing these shows, you know, when you get to go and see your artwork and then you see your friend's artwork, it's just like really makes a bond between people.
It looks like I started to be famous when I see my artwork is hanging in public. I am very glad and I'm very happy and grateful.
I'm just like, wow, you know, I know that he's an artist, it's wonderful. When I see him there, that he's talking and presenting and the way he carries himself is really, really wonderful.
I think it has strengthened his identity as Puerto Rican, and that he gets to talk about culture and the beaches and the music and the conga man, and it has definitely made him prouder of who he is, for sure.
I mean, watching Jason create, you can see he really cares. You know, like this is what he wants to do. And Jason definitely identifies as an artist.
The agency is able to help him fulfill that dream to be an artist and continue in life, because that's a lifetime process for him. And I'm really proud of him. And proud of the agency. I always say, oh my God, thanks AHRC for, you know, for the opportunities that they provided for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome AHRC New York City Foundation supporter Alyssa Isaacson and her husband, AHRC New York City Foundation Board Chairman Joel Isaacson.
Good evening, everyone. Joel and I are so glad that tonight's program is shining a spotlight on art tech and artists like Jason. The arts mean so much to the AHRC New York City community.
Really does, Alyssa. And it's so true that art helps us to live more full, resilient lives.
Yes, and that is the kind of help that we need now, more than ever. We also need your help now, more than ever. Pandemics make everything harder, including what we do at AHRC New York City. Fortunately, it's really easy to help right here tonight. All you need to do is text a pledge. It works just like a regular text message. Except instead of sending it to a friend, you're sending it to the number you see on the screen. Vanna White moment. 347-647-2472. So pull out your phone, start a new text message, and send it to 347-647-2472. Then write your message.
When you write in your name and the amount of your pledge, and of course, we encourage you to make it as large as possible, the bigger the better, you should include any short messages that you want to share with us about AHRC.
Yes, tell us what you're thinking and what AHRC New York City means to you. When you're finished writing your message, hit send and you're done. You'll know it worked when you see your message up there. Let's see, up. We have our first event, $25,000 from the Lifeguard family of companies, Stephen Ozer and Ruby Azraq. Congratulations on a great night. Wow. AHRC Sports is proud to support AHRC New York City Foundation for $5,000. Thank you, everyone, and please keep it up throughout the program tonight. Your contributions will be put to really good use. Work that is done at AHRC New York City improves so many lives. Oh, 5,000, love AHRC, thank you. And as you've already seen tonight, there is a wonderful ripple effect as the work and the art of individuals with IDD lift, teach, and inspire the whole New York community. Thank you so much for your generosity. It really does make a difference.
All right, everyone, this is the fun part. Keep texting, enjoy your dinner, and we'll see you later.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back AHRC New York City Foundation Board Chairman Joel Isaacson and his wife, AHRC New York City Foundation supporter Alyssa Isaacson.
Hi, everyone.
Wait for them. Give them a minute. Hello, hello.
Hi, everyone. We're back. We hope you enjoyed that great meal. And we're going to do something really special for dessert this year. A dessert reception with a lot of delicious choices. And the bars will stay open as long as you need them to be, which means we'll have plenty of social time to look forward to before this special night is over. Right now, we're excited to get back to our terrific program. And before we do, please let's give another round of applause to Stephen Ozer and Ruby Azrek from the Lifeguard brand of companies for kicking off tonight with a very generous pledge of $25,000. Stephen has been a tireless supporter of AHRC New York City, an advocate for bettering the lives of people with disabilities for 3 decades. He had to be at a best friend's wedding tonight in Las Vegas, but he has attended 27 of the past 28 dinners, and we're thanking him so much for his amazing support.
Now, please join me in remembering the incredible beginnings of AHRC New York City. In the summer of 1948, Anne Greenberg placed an ad in the New York Post that called out to mothers and fathers of children with disabilities. She was looking for other mothers and fathers like her. Anne's son, Jerry, had developmental disabilities, and in those days, parents had nobody to support them, nobody to fight and advocate for their children. No wonder she felt the need to send a message to the whole city. Anne's short, simplified, classified ad worked. She found other parents. 2 of the people that they found were my grandparents, my grandma Lily and my grandpa Jack. Their daughter, my Aunt Rhoda, was a child with special needs. The original group of families brought together by that classified ad started a community of support that became AHRC New York City. I've been probably attending annual dinners and Thurman Munson dinners now for 55 years. And my strongest memory of my grandmother was as the first fundraiser for AHRC. She set up a folding table in Port Authority and would sit there with the little boxes that would collect that we all used to use for UNICEF, she would use for AHRC. 74 years later, AHRC now serves more than 15,000 people each year. This is an organization that does not accept the all too common practice of tossing the most vulnerable people to the side.
Joel, I really like how Julia put it tonight. This is not your typical nonprofit, and this is not your typical charity event.
Many fundraisers in this city highlight what we know is true. New York is the tale of 2 cities. One set of people who are seen in events supporting operas, museums, and a lot of the high society stuff in New York. At AHRC, we see another charity that's helping with people that are struggling. At AHRC, we change that dynamic. I did want to say one thing also is because so many of the people in this room, the athletes and people as supporters have been here year in and year out through the pandemic and different things. And I want to just say how much it touches my heart to see Harry and Nelson and Bobby Valentine and Chris Canty's every year and Carl. And I'm sorry if I missed anyone, but just to these athletes, they're an amazing part of the fabric of New York. And to the people that are in this room who come year in, year out for all the different reasons, it's also there. This isn't like other New York City fundraisers.
It is so much more meaningful.
My grandparents would be so grateful for all your dedication and ongoing support, and we are too. And from the bottom of our heart, we thank you.
Thank you.
Now we're going to turn this back over to Tina, and you'll have enough of us. Thank you.
All right, so how was everyone's dinner? And the wine. They keep coming around pouring that, right? It's like bottomless. My colleagues, they literally just left because they do have to go to work tomorrow. I get to go in a little bit later, but I just wanted to give a shout out to my colleagues that continue to support the Thurman Munson Awards dinner every year. Sweetie Murney, you guys know him from WFAN and SNY. He was here tonight. ABC 7's Ryan Field was here as well. And of course from Yes Network, Nancy Newman, host of Yankees Magazine and Yankees pregame show. They were all just here, and I just wanted to kind of give them my support and thank them for their support year in and year out here with the Thurman Munson Awards and for AHRC. So as this event continues, I mean, it almost feels, it's like seemingly like a blink of the eye, right? That 42 years have passed since the inaugural Thurman Munson dinner. And we can actually proudly say that the benefits have raised more than $18 million. $18 million. To assist AHRC's NYC programs for children and adults with disabilities. And you know what? Thank you. Thank you all here and all of those that have donated over the years for all of your generosity and for adding to that tonight. We continue to add, right? We can all continue to text, so we will continue to add. And we all eagerly look forward to honoring 4 great athletes this evening. We're gonna have some fun right now as we pay homage to the memory of the iconic Yankee captain and catcher, Thurman Munson. And for those of us old enough to actually remember when we heard that horrific news, it was August 2nd, 1979. I was a little girl, but I do remember my dad being so upset about someone in sports, and he was a big Yankees fan, dying. And I vividly remember it, and often I talk about that with my dad every year when this dinner comes up. So that moment had an impact on me. I mean, Yankees fans, baseball fans, even Mets fans, any baseball fan, you had a nation that was devastated. As the Yankees, of course, tragically lost, he was their leader. I mean, Thurman Munson, his legacy continues to live on, of course, because of his wife, Diana, and just the amazing efforts of AHRC New York City Foundation. It's really incomprehensible that Thurman would actually now be 74 years old. I know it's hard to imagine that. His image, though, it just became kind of frozen in time, though, just because of that terrible August day. And so he's just indelibly etched in our mind's eye because of his youth. That's how we remember him, the youth before he left us that day. And also that fiery persona he had there on the field as the Yankees captain with that iconic mustache. How could we forget? The 7-time All-Star. I mean, let's talk about his accolades on the field as well. Rookie of the Year in 1970. He was the most valuable player in 1976. 3-time Gold Glove winner. And, of course, a 2-time World Series champion in 1977 and 1978. Thurman's widow, Diana, she is the honorary chair of tonight's benefit. She has supported AHRC NYC and its fundraising efforts throughout the Thurman Munson Awards for 4 decades now. Unfortunately, yes, Diana, every dinner. You know, she thought it was just gonna kind of last a couple of years. Lasted 4 decades. And unfortunately, Diana is unable to be here tonight, so we miss Diana's physical presence, but she, just like we feel Thurman, she is here with us in spirit. Well, we are now set for the main event of the evening, and this is going to be, if you thought earlier was inspiring, we're going to continue to inspire all of you tonight because we need it right now. We need inspiration. As we now introduce to you the class of the 2022 Thurman Munson Award recipients. Now, as we get ready for our first honoree, I'm actually going to call up AHRC CEO Marco Domiani. He's going to physically present the award to our first honoree, and that would be Katie Ledecky. Now, she is one of the most dominant swimmers of all time, with 7 Olympic gold medals and 15 world championships, among all of her other vast accomplishments. Katie is the world record holder in 3 women's freestyle events and holds the fastest ever times in 4. In her international debut at the 2012 London Olympic Games, she was 15 years old. I mean, she was like a kid, but man, she skied like a pro. And Ledecky shocked the world to win the gold medal in the women's 800-meter freestyle. Did I say ski? I meant swim. Ledecky, because you know what, we're just coming off those Winter Olympics, and I had to cover those things. Ledecky was always ready, though, outside of the pool. She was always ready to give back. Ledecky works with just an abundance of special causes. Now, she was unable to be here tonight. Why? Because she's swimming and she's training and she's preparing for her next world championship, but her very proud owner, and we know him locally here as the co-owner of the New York Islanders, he will accept on her behalf. So everyone, please welcome John Ledecky.
The rest turn, and they won't even be able to see the feet of Katie Ledecky. She's so far away from them. Ledecky, gold medal. Ledecky, world record. Katie Ledecky of the USA reigns supreme.
Thank you, thank you. You want a picture first? Okay, here we go. Thank you so much. I don't know if I'm nervous because I'm speaking in front of such a great audience, or the fact that my niece is watching on live stream back in Florida where she's training. But her dad and I grew up in the shadow of Shea Stadium, and that people forget the New York Yankees played there for 2 years in 1974 and 1975. And so we had a chance to see Thurman Munson as he developed. Thank you, Thurman. And he's looking down on us for sure. And he's a great guy. And we admired him so, and Katie's great-grandfather absolutely adored Thurman Munson. When he was in his final years of his life, every morning he'd wake up and ask my brother David, how did Thurman do last night? So Thurman Munson, full circle for our family. So privileged and honored. Katie feels that to be part and be associated with Thurman's legacy and name is a great honor, because Thurman was all about hard work, tenacity, and love of family and teammates. And those are things that we picked up as teenagers watching Thurman Munson, and I know my brother David Ledecky instilled in his daughter, who, as you saw there, was winning the 800 meters, and there was nobody else in the frame. And that's because the harder she works, the luckier she gets. And that was Thurman Munson. Why did our family admire Thurman Munson? It wasn't all the attributes that Tina had, which were fantastic. What we noticed as young men watching Thurman play was that every time a ball was hit on the ground, he'd leap out of the catcher's stance and he'd run all the way down first base behind the opposing batter who was running to first base every single time. And that tenacity and that dedication and that determination really was the hallmark of Thurman's career. So on behalf of my niece, I'm extremely excited to accept the Thurman Munson Award, and I'm also, on a personal note, incredibly impressed with this organization. I'm very, very thrilled for my niece, but I'm also very happy that I've now been exposed. And I hope in the future, Jennifer, you'll invite me back, because I would like to come and bring some of the guys from the New York Islanders organization, and that would be a great thing. And one more thing, as a kid, to be able to meet Mookie Wilson and Jeff Nelson, who was such a great ball player in Mookie 1986, and Bobby Valentine and Harry Carson, and all these great heroes that I watched on TV. Man, I have a lucky life. Thank you so much. Good night, everybody.
All right, so our next honoree, and I'm going to present this award not because I'm a female broadcaster and she's a female athlete, but because she is an athlete and a baller, and I get to cover her as she changed the scope of sports and her particular sport, because I found out today she's on the negotiation committee as they negotiate a new CBA at USA Soccer. That's a baller. She's a professional soccer player for the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team and New York, New Jersey, Gotham FC, right here in the tri-state area of the National Women's Soccer League, the Professional Women's Soccer League, of course. This last season, she was named an MVP finalist and best 11 in the league. But off the field, she is the youngest member serving on Harvard's Board of Overseers. And in 2020, she founded the Black Women's Player Collective, a nonprofit organization that aims to elevate the image and value and representation of Black women as athletes and leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Munson Award recipient Margaret Midge Hurst.
Thank you. I'm going to keep it short because I have training early tomorrow morning, and we are running a fitness test. Thank you so much. I'm extremely grateful to be here with you today and to receive this award, but I'm more grateful to be surrounded by so many people who make AHRC possible. Honestly, I'm just blown away by everything that you guys have done. As I was watching the RTech video and learning more about what you guys provide for neurodiverse persons, I was just, it's absolutely incredible. And seeing what you can do to allow people to express themselves through art, I really related through that. I expressed myself through sport, and it's really important to me to make that opportunity available for more people around the entire world. So I hope that in the future we can work together, and I hope to see a lot of you all the time. Thank you.
All right, our next Thurman Munson recipient is enshrined in the Mets Hall of Fame. And was a key player on the Mets' 1986 World Series championship team. One of baseball's most likable icons, he is best remembered for the history-changing ground ball that rolled through Bill Buckner's legs to win Game 6 of the World Series. Of course, that set the stage for the Mets winning the championship in Game 7. He registered more than 1,300 hits, and during a 13-year career, stole 327 bases. Regarded as the Mets' goodwill ambassador, as he's just an ever-present visitor at schools and hospitals and kids' clinics from the day he was playing in Queens until today. Now, he's a native of South Carolina, so that is why one of our award presenters, Harry Carson, is going to be presenting this award, because Harry is also from South Carolina. But he truly became and is known as a New Yorker through and through. And of course, he's an iconic Met, which is also why we are having Bobby Valentine, former Mets manager, present the award as well. Put your hands together for Mookie Wilson.
The defense is fantastic, and right here, Mookie Wilson going above the fence to make a spectacular play. Oh, Mookie right back to the wall. And now look at this leap. Boy, he's got some hang-time there.
Base hit. No. Hung up.
All right. Thank you, everyone. First of all, for that warm reception. I really don't know what to say. I was sitting, I was talking to my wife. I said, I didn't know I had to speak. So she said, you do okay, you do okay. And I said, well, I'll wing it. You know, I played that way too. Didn't know what I was going to do half the time. But it worked out. It worked out. But I do want to set the record straight. It was a slow roller around the first base. Some people say about the hit, it wasn't a hit, it was an error. All right. But I'll take it. And the question is, would I have beaten him to the bag? Yes, I would have beaten him to the bag. But if I had beaten him to the bag, then the run don't score. So guess what? We still haven't done anything yet. But that's in the history, and I'm enjoying it. But this is all about this award. And I want to thank AHRC for inviting me. Thank you for your nomination. Thank you for the election to be honored in this way. It is an honor, trust me. I never had the pleasure of meeting Thurman Munson. I was in college, Spartanburg Junior College, when I first saw this man play. And I didn't know anything about the Mets at the time, because when South Carolina, you only saw the Yankees and the Dodgers. That was it. And I was always amazed the way he would throw the ball almost sidearm. And we don't teach that these days. He did things his way, and his way was pretty good. And I always appreciated that. But more than that, I think some of what I became as a player in New York was from listening to people talk about Thurman Munson. I mean, they spoke of him as if he was still alive. And he touched a lot of people in the Yankees organization in the city of New York. And I only hope that I can live up to the legacy that he has set for all of us, and the example that he set for all of us as athletes. It's more than what we do on the field. It's what we do abroad, outside the ball field, outside the basketball court, the football stadium, because our voices do carry a lot of weight. What we do means an awful lot. And if someone don't mind looking at my face and put a smile on theirs, then I'm all for it, you know, plain and stuff. I'm going to make this short, because the one thing you don't do is give a Baptist preacher a mic. Because that's a mistake right there. That's the first mistake you made tonight. But anyway, in closing, I'm going to accept this award, not because of anything that I have done, anything I've said, but I'm accepting this award in the spirit of Thurman Munson and in honor of the legacy that he has set for all of us as New Yorkers. Thank you again for inviting me. Thank you for this selection. Thank you very much.
All right, next up, wouldn't it be appropriate that we have a Yankees catcher present to a Yankees pitcher? So we're going to have John Flaherty, where's John? Come up and present this award to our next recipient. There's John. So he was an integral part of the New York Yankees bullpen for 4 World Series championships. I mentioned them earlier, those teams in 1996, 98, 99, and 2000. By the way, he's wearing his 2000 World Series ring tonight. Found that out earlier when I did my little reporting. And one of the things he's known for, because of those Yankees victories, is how he would set up perfectly for closer Mariano Rivera. It was a true team. It was a true team effort. During his 15-year major league career, though, this strapping right-hander pitched in a total of 798 games, mostly with the Yankees and the Seattle Mariners. But how about this? With runners in scoring position and 2 out, He held batters to a 191 batting average. Talk about pressure. Dude's on base, 2 out. Game on the line. And in 55 postseason games, he's second behind all time, second behind Mariano. He compiled 62 strikeouts and a 2.65 ERA in 54 1/3 innings. Those are big time numbers. Another community-minded athlete, though, and that is why he is here tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, you knew him as Nelly. Please welcome Munson Award winner class of 22, Jeff Nelson.
Well, Joe Torre told us all bets were off tonight. Everybody's available but Roger Clemens.
Swing and a miss, and Nelson takes care of things in a 6th. We'll be back after this word from your local Fox station.
Since I'm last, I'll put these up. And finally, after all these years, I get to go last. I've been setting up Mo for all these years and always a 7th, 8th inning guy, and now I get to go in the 9th inning. Well, it's an honor to be here, and you know, I do have my 2000 World Series ring. Sorry, Bobby Valentine. But I also want, no, not really. No, I'm not. I get every chance I get, I wear the 2000s. One of my favorites. I think it was probably the lowest rated World Series I think in World Series history, only because it was just New York and nobody else really cared. I mean, it was fun just watching the news outlets. You had one house that was a Met fan and their neighbor was a Yankee fan. So the Subway Series was always pretty special. It's an honor to be here. This is my 3rd time here, first time being honored, and AHRC is just an incredible organization, and they do just wonderful things with the disabled people and give them their best way to live their best life. And to be honored and be in the same sentence as Thurman Munson is pretty incredible as well. I grew up in Baltimore, and I was a big Orioles fan. So the rival between the Yankees and the Orioles back then when he played were pretty great. And I really never got to see Thurman play on the field, but only from highlights. And then when I came over in '96, you pretty much saw and felt how special the Yankee organization was in putting on those pinstripes and everybody that put them on before me. And doing a lot of alumni events. We go to fantasy camp in Florida a couple times a year, the Old Timers Day. You get around Bucky Dent, Mickey Rivers, Chris Chambliss, Willie Randolph, all these great legendary Yankees. All their stories wrapped around 2 people, Reggie Jackson, but mainly Thurman Munson. Everything that they said was Thurman, Thurman, Thurman this, Thurman that. And so I picture him, and when they talk about him, I say, okay, this guy must have been a great Yankee and a great player, and obviously he was. And to be named a captain is very special, especially with the Yankees. And obviously he demanded excellence. He was the one, I would hear stories about how he led on the field and how everybody followed him, and not just on the field, but also in the clubhouse. Some of the stories that I would hear, I probably can't tell, but he was just an amazing person. And going through sports, and maybe it happens in other sports as well, you know, you always look at guys on opposing teams, and you're like, I wonder what that guy would be like as a teammate. And hearing all the stories about Thurman Munson, he was a guy that I was like, I wonder what that would have been like to be a teammate of his. And maybe throw to him in the 7th and 8th inning. And maybe Mo was the closer back then too. But just, you know, you look at Mattingly the same way, and Derek Jeter. All these guys demanded excellence. And I think AHRC does the same thing. They demand excellence. And it's an honor to be here, and I just thank you. Great to see a lot of ex-players and a lot of guys that I've seen for so many years. It's an honor to receive this award, and it's an honor to be here. Thank you again.
Now I have to bring these down. So let's hear it for our closer. There we go. I mean, just an incredible group. Of course, we know them as athletes, but that's just an incredible group of humans right there, right? Look, what a powerful reminder that we had tonight about the work of AHRC New York City. And I love seeing how it impacted each of our award winners, taking bits and pieces and so personally moved by it. It was so great to hear that from each of you. And I keep thinking about Jason Valles' paintings and his incredible work. Oh my goodness. Incredible. Yes, thank you, Jason. I just bought a new house and I have a New York City themed room specific, and I have to find out where one of those New York pieces are, where I could buy them, Jason. Let me know. I gotta go with that. They're incredible. I don't know if I could afford them. God bless you. God bless you. I think this is just a night that we are all going to remember, of course, for the impact of AHRC New York City on the great New Yorkers that they touch, the athletes that we honored, and just being back together again, right? But do not forget, if you haven't texted your pledge, that number is still open. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 347-647-2472. If you didn't hear me, it's right there. We know how to text. We all do. Go for it right now. Please give generously. Of course, this is such an important and historical organization. I know you learned a lot about it tonight. The Thurman Munson Awards dinner is brought to you by AHR New York City Foundation, and we are so grateful. Special thank you, of course, to John Cirillo, ladies and gentlemen, and the staff of Cirillo World. They are in their 22nd year, more than half of the benefits history, bringing just a great and a stellar lineup of honorees and celebrity sports guests, and of course, media support. We had a nice showing in the media room, in the press room before the event while everyone was cocktailing. We were working hard, getting interviews and getting this out into the news. But wait, the party and the fun is not over. So not only will the bars remain open until as long as we need, for the first time ever, we are having a dessert reception. So guys, especially if this is your first fundraiser out tonight, you want to take full advantage. So this means you have a chance to try a whole bunch of new desserts, and we all know how to work out at home now, so you can just go do that again tomorrow. So get the dessert in tonight. It is right behind us. It's beginning right now. So please indulge your sweet tooth. It wants you to. And of course, you could revisit the bar as well. So everyone here tonight, just enjoy each other's company, enjoy those desserts, enjoy texting for AHRC. Take a look at the beautiful art as well we have in the further outside from Art Tech. The artists that are with us tonight, you could take a look at their art. Enjoy the night, everyone. I'm Tina. Watch me on Sports Extra, Fox 5, Sundays at 10:30 p.m. and in the mornings. But God bless you all. Have a safe night, safe travels home, and enjoy your desserts.
Thank you.